I'm Lois Nesbitt, and I just want to give you a little bit of information about the course I'm teaching in Melbourne in March. It's an injury clinic. The format of the program will be that each morning and each afternoon we'll do an active yoga practice, so please come dressed ready to do asana. We'll be focusing on a specific alignment point each morning that has to do with the part of the body that needs the most help at that day, so we'll do hips, shoulders, knees, lower backs, etc. Then we'll do a little observation game. We'll line everybody up and we'll look for common misalignments starting at the knees and feet and working on up. Okay, so you can start training your eye what to look for, potential injuries and existing injuries. And then we go right in and we do hands-on work to release whatever we can that needs to be released that's tight in the person who's having the injury. So a lot of therapeutic work with our hands. And then finally, active exercises that the students can do on their own. So when I'm in New York, I take photos of the work we've done, and then the student takes that home so that they can be empowered to do their own healing. So we'll be doing asana practice, a bit of anatomy, so we look inside what's going on, observation of each other, then hands-on work, and then coming up with specific therapeutic routines for each person's injury, because each body is different and each condition needs something a little bit different. So by the end of the week, you'll have the tools to work with injuries of all sorts and be able to really help people. So I'm going to show you just a couple things I would do with Alyssa. She's got a lower back issue, so if you'd start on lying on your back. The first thing I like to do is go in and check whether the psoas is tight, so bend your knees. So I go into my fingertips just a little inside the bone, and I start massaging down inside. The psoas is a deep muscle. It goes behind the organs, so you kind of have to scoop your fingertips under like this. Her back is hurting more on the right side, so I usually start on the left. But I would do this on both sides, and I would check to see whether one side was tighter than the other. Often that's the case. So that would be one hands-on adjustment. Another key one for the lower back is she's going to put the bolster between her knees, roll to one side. And I do a little massage of the IT band, the outer hip, because this can also really pull on the lower back. It seems to be good friends with the psoas, so together they can do a lot of damage. And then since Alyssa told me that she had tight hamstrings, I went ahead and had her come over onto her belly. And I actually use my knees to release the glutes, the tight butt muscles, and then even my feet to release hamstrings. And then since I found when I did this that she was not only very tight in her hamstrings but quite strong, I went in with my hands like this and I did a little cross fiber massage of the hamstrings. So that was the active work that I did, the hands-on. Then I had her roll over onto her back and we did something together. One leg up in the air, one leg down. She pulls the leg toward her to get the hamstring stretch, but just to make sure that we don't jam up the front of the hip that we just opened, we roll the hip out and I pull away from her. We go front, and then you can take the leg out to the side. I can keep my hand there, making that space between the lower hip, the lower torso and the outer hip. And then we went up and over, and we let her twist. There we go. So these are just some of the things we can do. There's so many strategies for working with any part of the back, but this is a little sampler. And then things that she could do that I think would be helpful. We talked about keeping the knees and feet parallel, so you can see where you are for now. Take a bridge pose. We'll put one block between the shins and one between the feet, so that when she lifts up, her feet are parallel. This is another way to work that outer shin muscle. So this muscle here, lift your little toe. And okay. So this tends to be a very weak muscle on many of us, especially if the calves are very strong. So this is going to help the feet and knees to align, and that's going to translate all the way up into the hip, so the lower back will be less vulnerable. Her particular injury was a one-off thing. She was playing with her kids and she strained it. Those are sometimes easier to deal with than the ones that creep up over time, but we can help with both. And then some things she did actively aside from this, we had her take one leg up in the air, still with the hips up, and see if she could balance the block on her foot and go up and down with a straight leg, without dropping the block. So we're just checking that she's tracking healthily as she goes up and down. She's doing really well. Good. And then come down.